Okay, I've had a few questions about cassettes and what fits what. So I thought I'd just quickly give you a very brief rundown of types of what they call Freehub body and what cassette fits each Freehub body. So basically what you've got here in this wheel, this is what they call SRAM XD. So this is the SRAM system of a cassette fitting on. So if you've got a 12-speed SRAM fitment cassette, you need this sort of Freehub body. I'll just give this a bit of a wipe so you can see it better. So it will be, sorry, I'll just get a bit of grease off. So it's that sort of system. So the cassette will tend to be one piece, and it will just slide on, and it'll have a lock ring that's fixed into the cassette, which will thread on, and all the rest of it. If ever you do fit a SRAM cassette onto an XD driver, these are called, make sure you put grease on like I did. You have grease on here and on these areas here. You must put grease on before you put it on, otherwise it'll stick on and you won't get it off. So always put some grease on. It'll also stop it creaking. Other systems, so the traditional Shimano type is this. This is the most common for years and years and years. So this has got obviously splines as well, but it's the Shimano type. A lot of cassettes will fit this. Even SRAM make a cassette to fit this, the cheaper types of cassette. There are downsides to this cassette. As you can see, there's some little marks here where the cassette chain teeth, because on a lot of cassettes like this type, you'll have a fixed section which will slide on, and then you'll have some loose chain rings at the end that just slide on afterwards, and they tend to be steel and they'll bite in to the, this is an aluminium bodied cassette body, which is quite common on a lot of bikes, and it'll bite in, so when you come to take it off it's quite a problem. So thankfully they're moving away from that. If you've got 12-speed Shimano, you'll have microspline. Now this is microspline. Obviously the splines are a lot smaller, hence the micro, and these are Hope Freehub bodies, by the way, but the actual design, the format of the system is exactly the same on whatever make. If it's microspline hub, it'll be like this. So you've got a little wider spline there to line up with the wider spline in the cassette. So basically, to cut to the long story short, if you've got a more old school 10 or 8, 10, 12, whatever it is, type of cassette, which is the sprocket that goes on the back, it'll fit on this type. This is called Hyperglide, and this is Shimano's microspline, and this is SRAM's XD. So look at your cassette, check what it says on the packet. If it says XD, you need that one. If it says microspline, you need that one. If it's got HG, it needs that one.